Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, boys. My name's Eric Pate. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk Racing with Eric Pate. I'm your host, Eric Pate, of course. So, I'm doing this before I get the penalty report, mainly because I don't think there is gonna be one. Now, if I happen to be wrong, I will add it into next week's podcast. So, I will put it in next week's podcast on the penalty report. If there does happen to be one, I will include that next week's. So, but I'm not expecting one. I mean, the only thing I think we might see a penalty on is the Corey Lajoie flip. But I've seen flips worse than what happened to Corey Lajoie. Hell, we're going to include a flip I was actually 100 yards to the left of. Now, I wish I had my own video, but the video I have shown everybody else at work and whatnot, I am going to go ahead and show you that video today, just the part where he does flip. Just the part where he does flip. Now, the difference between the one where I saw in person and the one we're going to see today, the one that we're going to see today, I don't think he hit anything. I think he just got like too much air under his car or something. It just caused his car to flip. In his Coke 600, with Chris Buescher, he did hit something that caused him to flip. But anyway, let's go ahead and I also decided to be a little creative today, so you'll see why. I don't have tons on my mouth. Let's get right into it. To get into the result of the FireKeepers Casino 412 or 400, we went into overtime this week, so Todd Gilliland was dead last. Christopher Bell 35th. 34th, Kyle Larson. 33rd, Joey Logano. 32nd, Corey Lajoie. We're going to talk about Corey Lajoie a little bit more later in this episode. Chase Briscoe 31st. AJ Allmendinger 30th. 29th, John Hunter Nemechek. 28th, Austin Cindric. Alex Bowman 27th. 26th, Bubba Wallace. 25th, Ross Chastain. 24th was Martin Truex. 23rd, Daniel Hemric. Josh Berry 22nd. 21st, Cody Ware. 20th, Justin Haley. 19th, Michael McDowell. 18th was Ryan Blaney. Austin Dillon 17th. Erik Jones 16th. 15th, Chase Elliott. Harris Burton 14th. Ricky Stenhouse 13th. Noah Gragson 12th. 11th, Ryan Preece. 10th, Carson Hocevar. Denny Hamlin 9th. 8th, General Suarez. 7th, Zane Smith. 6th, Chris Buescher. 5th, Keselowski. 4th was Kyle Busch. 3rd was Ty Gibbs. 2nd was William Byron. So that's our. Wait a minute, we're missing one. Who was our race winner? Well, he's been so close so many. In a handful of the last handful of races, he's been so close so many times. This time he finally delivered to Tyler Reddick. Well, quick. We started this race on Sunday, but we finished it on Monday because we got 51 laps done on Monday, and then rains came. We're actually going to talk about that a little bit more later in the episode, so. And to voice my opinion, was this a good call by NASCAR, or was this a shitty call by NASCAR? Our stage results was Ross Chastain, 10th. Left side's going to be stage 1, the right side's going to be stage 2. 9th, Alex Bowman. 8th, Martin Truex. 7th, Brad Keselowski. 6th, Kyle Busch. 5th, Chris Buescher. 4th, Bubba Wallace. 3rd, William Byron. 2nd, Chase Elliott. Ryan Blaney was our stage 1 winner. Stage 2 was Ryan Blaney, 10th. 9th was Cody Ware. Erik Jones, 8th. 7th, Martin Truex. 6th, Brad Keselowski. Austin Dillon, 5th. 4th, William Byron. 3rd, Todd Gibbs. 2nd, Ross Chastain. I have been wanting to say this all season long. I could not wait to say it. Say his name as a race winner. But I don't mind saying it as him a stage winner. Kyle Busch was the stage 2 winner. Hopefully this weekend I can say his name as a race winner. A Cup Series playoff picture. By the way, in the actual point standings, Tyler Reddick leads that. But this is in order on most to least wins this year. And then the points guys, I decided to be a little creative on this as well. You're going to see why. Kyle Larson with his wins in Vegas, Kansas, Sonoma, Indy. Denny Hamlin with his wins in Bristol, the Spring Richmond, and Dover. William Byron, his Daytona 500, Coda, Martinsville wins, Scott Amir. Christopher Bell with Phoenix, Coast 600, New Hampshire wins. Tyler Reddick, Talladega, and obviously Michigan. Ryan Blaney, Iowa and Pocono. Chase Elliott, Texas. 8th, Brad Keselowski. And with Darlington, 9th was Alex Bowman in Chicago. Joey Logano was 10th with Nashville. Daniel Suarez with his Atlanta win. Austin Cindric, Worldwide Technology. Martin Truex was plus 77. Ty Gibbs plus 39. Buescher is plus 16 above the cutoff line. Ross Chastain plus 1 above the cutoff line. Bubba Wallace minus 1. And Kyle Busch minus 99. Kyle Busch has to win either Daytona or Darlington. This meant to say Bubba. One of these two meant to say Bubba Wallace. Hold on, we'll see which one is supposed to say Bubba. I'm pretty sure the second Ross Chastain is supposed to say Bubba. Yeah, the second one's supposed to say Bubba. So Bubba Wallace is out by 1 point. So here are the scenarios regarding the playoffs this week. Going into Daytona. Like, Martin Truex, I think he really just needs to get one or two stage points over Bubba Wallace should clinch himself a spot in the playoffs. Ty Gibbs, I think he needs to maintain his points gap, or he can lock in with the win at Daytona. Chris Buescher just needs a good point stay, or he can get in with the win. He's actually our defending winner in the Coke Zero Sugar 400. Ross Chastain needs a good point stay or a win in the last 2 races. Bubba Wallace, a win or points over Chastain. And then, like I just mentioned, everybody, Kyle Busch down. Our must win, has to win to get in. Alright, so our race results from the Xfinity side. Riley Harris 38th, 37th was Sam Mayer 36th. Brandon Jones 35th, Lois Allen 34th. Daniel Dye 33rd. Braden Poole 32nd. Kyle Weatherman 31st, Joey Gase. I actually had a little beef with him while I was doing a race this morning with Joey Gase. Not going to get in detail why. Actually, you know what? Why not? I was racing this morning on NASCAR Heat 5, and he got in my way. I was trying to lap him, he got in my way. I tried to, every time I tried to pass him, he blocked me. I tried to put a bump to him, and I ended up sending myself out. So I was kind of upset with him. I still ended up winning, but still. Cole Custer was 30th. 29th, Jesse Love. 28th, Kyle Sieg. 27th, Chandler Smith. Carson Koppel, 26th. 25th was Logan Bearden. 24th, Josh Bilicki. 23rd, Blaine Perkins. 22nd, Patrick Emmerling. 21st, Jeffrey Earnhardt. 20th was Parker Retzlaff. 19th, Josh Williams. 18th, Austin Hill. 17th, Shane Van Gisbergen. 16th was Jeff Burton. 15th, Jeremy Clements. 14th, Ryan Ellis. Ryan Sieg, 13th. 12th, Leland Honeyman. Parker Kligerman, 11th. 10th, Adrian Allmendinger. 9th, Cesar Baccarelli. 8th, Tyler Gray. 7th, Mike Benedetto. 6th, Noah Gragson. 5th, Sammy Smith. 4th, Anthony Alfredo. 3rd, John Hunter Nemechek. 2nd, for the 11th time, I'm saying his name. Well, I'm not saying his name for the 11th time, but for the 11th time, his name is being said as runner-up before he gets his first career win. I feel really bad for him. Sheldon Creed. And Justin Allgaier was our race winner. Our stage results. Parker Kligerman, 10th. 9th, Adrian Allmendinger. 8th, Kyle Sieg. 7th, Riley Hurst. 6th, Austin Hill. 5th, Wallace Allen. 4th, Justin Allgaier. 3rd, Chandler Smith. 2nd, Brandon Jones. Ryan Sieg, our Stage 1 winner. Our Stage 2, Anthony Alfredo. 9th, Jeb Burton. 8th, Sheldon Creed. 7th, Justin Allgaier. 6th, Chandler Smith. Sammy Smith, 5th. 4th, Tyler Gray. 3rd, AJ Allmendinger. 2nd, Jesse Love. Stage 2 winner, John Hunter Nemechek. After Michigan, here's what our Xfinity playoff picture looks like. Champaign Gisbergen with his wins at Portland, Sonoma, Chicago. This is from most wins to least wins. Austin Hill, Daytona, and Atlanta. Chandler Smith, Phoenix, and Richmond. Sam Mayer, Texas, and Iowa. Justin Allgaier, Darlington, and Michigan. Cole Custer, Pocono. Riley Hurst, Indy. Jesse Love, Talladega. John Dinger's 102 points above the cut line. If he leaves with still at least that much above the cut line when we get into Daytona, it should be enough. When we leave Daytona, I think it should be enough for AJ Allmendinger to get in. 10th, Sheldon Creed. Parker Kligerman plus 46. Sheldon Creed is plus 69. Nice. Ryan Sieg 3rd. Sammy Smith minus 3. Brandon Jones minus 69. Nice. Anthony Alfredo 114. Must-win situation. Brandon Poole 157. Below, must-win situation. I don't have a playoff scenario quite yet. I'm not going to come up with that until probably after Daytona to figure out what playoff scenarios we can come up with. We're going to wait until probably either after Daytona or after Darlington. Again, I am going to have a guest on the show here in a couple weeks. His name's Corbin Hedgeland. And he is my general manager at the place I currently work at. And he has asked me if he can be on the show. I told him I will work him in sometime. And I feel like I'm going to need some help talking about... Because here's what's going to happen when the Cup Series playoff field is going to be decided. I'm going to have an individual slides with one driver on each one with their stats, their car number, their stats, a picture of what the driver looks like, their stats this season, where they won, if they got any wins, how they got in the playoffs, and my prediction of how far they're going to go, with my final playoff bracket shown at the end. What is our controversy of the week? Well, luckily, it's not driver on driver shit this week, like most of our controversies of the weeks are. Not driver on driver drama. It is drama with Mother Nature. Yay! We love Mother Nature, don't we? And Mother Nature and NASCAR officials both had something to do with the controversy of the week. Rain came to the Michigan International Raceway, cleared out, track was quickly dried, we managed to get the first stage in, rain came again. It stopped, we quickly dried the track again, another shower came after 51 laps. Well, we managed to get 51 laps before the second rain shower came in. So when the third one came in, NASCAR eventually was like, nope, we're going to do the last 149 laps on Monday, which I was like, I even said to myself, why the hell did we even start on Sunday if we have no hope of making it? This is not the first year. This is the second year in a row something like this has happened at Michigan. Because last year, the same shit happened in Michigan. We were ready to go. We were ready to race. We were ready to race on Sunday after our shower. I think if they just gave us about 10 more minutes, we would have made it to the lap 100. But since we didn't have that, we ended up doing the last, 130 laps on Monday. And then this year, we did even less racing on Sunday. Honestly, and then weather is probably also going to be a problem with Daytona this weekend. I'm not going to talk about that. So, now we're going to add a new section to the show. I've added it for a while. But the reason why I haven't done it in the last couple of episodes was either A, it was with the controversy of the week, or the wreck of the week that everyone was talking about. Was just a typical, like one of those typical wrecks. I thought about describing it, but there was no way I could really describe it. So instead, we're going to take a look at what happened. Now, I'm going to compare this to the one I talked about earlier. You guys probably want to see how the 7 car ended up. So, he's racing Noah Gragson. He's side drafting off of Noah Gragson. He spins. Now, as he spins, some air got off from the ground, and he went upside down on his roof, slid it down the back straight away. For a good second. Like, that probably was like an eternity for him. When he hit the grass, he got back on all fours, did a barrel roll, and the car landed on all fours. I want to take a look at this again. Let's see if this is in slow-mo. Oh, yeah, it is. So, again, he's trying to side draft off of Gragson. He tried to side draft right here off of Gragson. Spins, gets the air off his car, gets upside down, and slides down the back stretch. Actually, I want to see what from the in-car camera. Oh, yeah, no. If I must have been terrified. I would have been terrified if I was Corey Lajoie. Oh wow, his window flew off. Okay, so he hit something that caused him to go back, and then a barrel roll. I bet Corey Lajoie enjoyed that. Probably not. We're gonna take a look now about what I saw in person a couple years ago in the Coca-Cola 600. So I'm probably roughly will try to see if I can try to find me. Here, I'm gonna full screen this real quick. I'm probably roughly about at this time I was wearing blue shirt and yellow hat. I can't really tell where I was. Okay, I think that's me right there. But yeah, he flips right here and he does like 3 or 4 barrel rolls. But again, I think Buescher hit something. So let's take a look at our silly season. Now let's do a silly season update here. So these are confirmed. Now I don't know the card numbers, but everything in green, we have confirmed that they are at least staying with it, either staying with the team or they have signed on with the team. So Todd Gilliland's going front row. Chase Briscoe's going to the 19 at Joe Gibbs Racing. That we know for a fact. I heard Gragson's going to sign with front row. Josh Berry has signed with the Wood Brothers. Allmendinger just announced he's going to drive 16 for Calling. Erik Jones announced his contract extension to drive 43. I see Ty Gibbs staying at the 54. I would say that's pretty much locked right there. Sorry, I accidentally unplugged my headset. Tyler Reddick would not be shocked if he's staying up to 45. So we can go and lock that in. And Daniel Suarez just announced he has signed a contract extension at Trackhouse. What about the non-confirmed rides? Well, Sam Mayer, I still say he stays at in Xfinity for next year. I say 1 more year, and he should be good. But if he does move up, I think Junior has announced that he does want to go racing. Okay, I think he announced one that he has purchased a charter from the closing down here at Haas Racing. Cole Custer is driving the Haas, actually, Factory 41. Kyle Busch, I'm still thinking he's going to stay at RCR. But that's not confirmed. Denny Hamlin, I believe he should take over that 31. Shane Van Gisbergen, Trackhouse, and I think they're going to number that car to 97. Right here stays in Xfinity. Ryan Preece goes back to Xfinity. Zane Smith goes to front row. Zane Smith's looking for a ride, so. And now, since we're going to Daytona this week, we're going to watch my 2 laps around here. To do it during an actual race. Oh yeah, like I said, I did it during an actual race. So, because if I try to do it in practice, y'all can't really see what the racing's like at Daytona. I want to try to prove to you, want to show you guys what's the racing like at these tracks. I'm also going to use this video next for the between Darlington and Atlanta race, mainly because this is on the NASCAR 2020 edition, and so it's for last Daytona winner. Might as well. Reason why I'm doing it during the race this time is so that I can actually show you what the draft feels like, what the draft looks like, and whatnot, because you're gonna, and the kind of racing we will see at Daytona. Now, I am in an actual race. I don't know if I'm gonna complete the whole race yet. Probably will, but for the sake of this video, I decided to do it during a quick race from Daytona at night. We're going to be doing the same thing when we talk about Talladega. Now, the reason why I like to do the 2-lap section is so then you can kind of see like what the track kind of looks like from the driver's perspective. Actually, I'm going to go in first-person mode while we race these 2 laps, actually. So,
hold your line.
All right, like I said, this is, now we're completing the 2nd lap here of 80. I'm doing it. I decided to do the night race because that's what we're doing this weekend. Now, I am literally going nowhere. There's 2 cars on either side of me. There's a car on either side of me. Now, I'm probably only about a foot off of the back bumper of the car in front of me, and I bet the car behind me is a foot off of my bumper. Now, you can constantly see that I got touched at the right angle a couple of times. You get touched at the right angle, you're probably going to lose your car a little. I'm happy to keep control of the car. So, I'm trying to push General Suarez a little here in the 96. Like I said, this is in NASCAR 2020 edition video game. So now, there's the first lap. I might do 3 laps actually.
Stay on the bottom here.
So I'm trying to stay on the bottom. I do not have stages on mainly because I wanted on the right at night. Now, the lights are kind of blinding, can cause some problems, but not too entirely. We gotta be able to see. Now, I am, like I said, now you can hear a guy constantly talking in my ear. He's the spotter. He's telling me where there's a car and everything. And like I said, I'm probably touching Suarez. I'm literally probably touching Suarez. And I just got sent below the double yellow line. That is a big no-no at this racetrack. You do not need to go below the double yellow line. Same thing with Talladega, same thing with Atlanta. You go below the double yellow line. You will be getting a penalty. You will be getting a penalty if you go below that line. And now, you can still see I'm running the bottom. Bottom is the best place to be. At the same time, you see I'm going forward. Because I have all the help. You need to get the draft. Now, I am by myself right now, but here comes the 2 car. Give me a little bit of a push. And now he's going to try to make sure I try to make a little way to the front. And now I bet he's touching me. I'm touching Newman. I can feel my car touching Newman. And yeah. And now that's the 3 laps we did kind of decide. Alright, so honestly, I felt like I talked a little too much before we started racing, before I hit play. But I am going to add something now with what I said earlier in this video, and I'm probably going to redo this video before we do Atlanta, so then I can add in what I'm about to say right now. Now, I mentioned earlier in this video that you could not go below the double yellow line at Daytona or Talladega. That is a big no. You can't do that. I've seen, I think it was Justin Haley a few years ago in an Xfinity race at Daytona, actually. He took it 3 wide and then won the race. Well, what happened was he didn't actually win. He was credited with the last car on the lead lap, but that was because he went below the double yellow line, and Kyle Larson was actually declared the winner of that race because Justin Haley did go below the double yellow line. Now, he was not forced below it. Now, if you are forced below the double yellow line, so like Well, I paused it kind of here. So if I was to get side by side with Newman here, I got side by side with Ryan Newman, and Newman was to force me below the double yellow line, that's a different story. Newman will be the one in trouble because Newman forced me below. You cannot force people below the double yellow line. But you cannot. You can go below the double yellow line actually, but if you gain position below it, that is a problem. That is a penalty. Now, if you were forced below it by another driver, then that driver is going to get in trouble. Alright, anyway, speaking of the Coke Zero Sugar 400, what's our picks for this race? Well, I just went with Daytona. People I know who do have wins at Daytona, which were Ryan Blaney, Joey Logano, Austin Cindric, Kyle Busch, Denny Hamlin, William Byron, and Ricky Stenhouse. Reason why I just went with winners at Daytona, well, and the reason why I just picked 7 random guys and not like a underdog pick, well, everybody's an underdog at Daytona. That's the best way I'm going to put it. Everyone's an underdog at Daytona. Everyone is an underdog at Daytona. Daytona and Talladega, everyone's an underdog. The key to win at Daytona is survive. And because, like we saw in my video, I was literal inches, sometimes touching the car in front of me. And we're going to go back actually for a second to that video. We're going to watch one of those laps real quick. What I want you to do is I don't want you to pay attention to my talking. Actually, I'm going to mute it. For the sake of what we're about to do here, I'm actually going to mute it. Okay? Just take a look right here. Tell me that number is not going to leave 190. Trust me, that number, this number at the bottom here is not going to leave 190. We're just going to watch one lap. Just watch the number on the lower part of your screen, lower right part of your screen. This whole lap. We're only watching one lap real quick. Tell me if we hit below 190. We go below 195 some, but not once in that video we just watched did we went below 190. Not one time. Imagine doing that for 20 laps at a time. Or maybe more. That's how fast this racetrack can be. And everyone's trying to work their way to the front, and you're literally running inches apart. At Michigan, I've seen speeds that didn't even leave 190 at Michigan this weekend. But the field was a little bit more spread out. Try to do that when you're bunched up. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Like, subscribe, comment, favorite. Be nice, go be awesome. Eric Pate, no hates. See you guys later.